Hi, hello and welcome back. My name is Devraj, and today in this video I would like to talk about the new Bioenergetics Facilitator training and the new British School of Bioenergetics, which is an organisation I'm setting up to host the training. Because for some time now, since I started my YouTube channel maybe 5 years ago, people have been asking me for deeper structured content so they can really go on a journey with bioenergetics, and also asking me for a facilitator training, something so that they can learn how to teach this stuff, because they want to, they see the transformational power of bioenergetics and they want to work with people too. So back in December 2019, I launched Bioenergetics The Journey, which is the 52-week online course rammed with content and which currently has about 50 something people on it. And now what I'm going to do in the next month is launch the Bioenergetics Facilitator training. And this is something which follows on from the 52-week course and is for those who've done the 52-week course and who would like to progress on to becoming facilitators. There's two parts to it, which I'm calling, originally enough, parts 2 and part 3, because essentially if you're looking at becoming a facilitator, then the journey will be like part 1. And of course you can just do the journey as it is, just for your own development, or to expand your own knowledge of bodywork or bioenergetics. There's no need to be a facilitator to take that course, but if you are interested to become a facilitator, or you become excited about the idea whilst you're doing the course, then parts 2 and part 3 are here for that purpose. Part 2 is a 26-week online course structured in a similar way to the journey, but with considerably more supervision and guidance from me along the way, and it has some new features which I'll talk about in a moment. And part 3 will be a 4-day in-person workshop which will focus on presentation skills, holding space, and really getting you right up to standard to be a bioenergetics facilitator. And it'll conclude with a graduation ceremony where you'll get your final completion certificate. And for those people who really cannot make a physical workshop for 4 days in the UK, then I will create an online version as well. Upon completion of part 2, the 26-week online course, you'll receive a certificate announcing that you are now a Bioenergetics Facilitator student. This means that you can lead small groups, online or in person, to practice your skills. The certificate will enable you to get professional indemnity insurance as a student in most places worldwide. Upon completion of part 3, you will have fully graduated from the course and will receive a certificate declaring that you are now a bioenergetics facilitator. This means that you can now lead group sessions and one-to-ones, online or in person, of bioenergetics. The certificate will enable you to get a full professional indemnity insurance in most places worldwide. And professional indemnity insurance is what you need if you want to work with people out in the world, basically. Bioenergetics facilitation. The world is changing, big time. No one even knows how our society will look in a decade, and the world of therapy and self-development is changing too. A lot of younger people, I'm noticing, want to overcome issues and step up and realize their potential, but without getting involved in some heavy therapeutic scene. Historically, therapy has tended to focus a lot on the client's past, because that was what clients wanted in days gone by. But the coming generations are looking for quick, effective, low-cost ways of resolving issues and getting support to step up. And this is where the Bioenergetics Facilitator comes in. Instead of getting involved in all the stories of what happened to whom and when from our childhood, bioenergetics focuses on shifting the bodily holding patterns that are the physical manifestations of an imperfect childhood. It deals with the issues at a core level, bypassing the story-creating facilities of the mind. Bioenergetics has the potential to utterly transform self-development. Learning to be a bioenergetics facilitator is a way that you can get involved at a core level in this revolution. Once you have qualified from the course and begin to work with people, and you are part of the new school that I'm setting up, you will get the input and support to develop your work in a way that makes use of your particular gifts as a facilitator. We are working with the body out in the world and helping people to transcend their upbringing. It is good work to do and immensely rewarding. Details of Part 2. This 26-week online course is designed to bring you up to a standard where you can facilitate bioenergetics sessions, either for groups of people or one-to-one, in person or online. This means that upon completion, you could expect to be ready to lead sessions of length 1 to 2 hours as a student facilitator. You will also become a part of the British School of Bioenergetics, a body I'm setting up to provide members with guidance and support. Once you are out in the world leading sessions, you will gain confidence and experience in working with people. Let's take a look at the course content. Firstly, please be aware that this course is new and it is also a little experimental. This means that things may change as people join and there are new learnings as to what individuals need to progress. Please also note that you need to have completed the 52-week course Bioenergetics The Journey before you can join Part 2. No exceptions. Finally, please be aware that whilst this is a 6-month course, it is filled with a lot of content. So I recommend students consider completing it over a 9 to 15 month time frame. If you are clear you wish to do it, you could find it's a better deal to purchase lifetime access. As in The Journey, each week you get access to a new workout video with an accompanying introduction video to explain it. However, there will now be 2 categories of workout and each week we will alternate between them. One category are workouts for you to go deeper, an extension of the journey essentially. These will be between 30 and 45 minutes long. The other category will be workouts that you can also hold for others once you have qualified. These will be about 40 minutes long. For these, once you include arrival, introduction and completion, you will have a class that's about an hour long. So you will end up with 13 hour-long routines that you can lead out in the world. There will be a written description of both categories of workout available with the content online. As in The Journey, you need to complete each workout 7 times on separate days before moving on to the next. There will be a theory module every 2nd week, covering all aspects of a written curriculum. Video and written versions will be available as before. There will also be quizzes as before, but for this course you will need to complete each quiz with an 80% pass mark. Retakes are permitted. To practice leading sessions, there will be a live 1-hour Zoom session once a week. In this session, guided by myself, you will have a chance to both lead and take part, and to give and receive feedback from myself and other attendees. There will also be separate fortnightly Zoom sharings for people on Part 2 only. You need to be able to commit to attending 2 Zoom sessions and 1 Zoom sharing a month to be on this course. Timing can be arranged to suit different time zones. Whilst you're on Part 2, you can also join the first year Zoom sharings if you wish. Part 2 costs £150 a month as a subscriber or £750 for lifetime access. The course curriculum for Part 2 is extensive and is available online at the link below. Whether you paid subs or lifetime, upon completion of Part 2 you will be given lifetime access to both Bioenergetics The Journey and to Part 2. Upon completion of Part 2, you will receive a completion certificate from the British School of Bioenergetics signed by myself. This certificate will be accredited by the International Practitioners of Holistic Medicine, the IPHM, and will enable you to purchase professional indemnity insurance as a student facilitator. This insurance is needed for you to lead sessions with members of the public. It usually costs around £35 a year. To get insurance, you will need to approach one of the insurance companies that automatically accept IPHM accredited courses, and they are listed at the link below. Alternatively, you can approach one of the insurance companies that has evaluated this course and deemed it acceptable. A list of these companies is also posted below. IPM connected insurance companies can be found to cover facilitators in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Canada and most of Europe. For other countries, you will need to check with a local therapist insurance provider for those which accept IPHM accredited courses or have themselves separately assessed this training and accepted it. Upon completion of part 2, you will be applicable to attend part 3 of this training, the final part. Part 3 details. This 4-day in-person workshop is required for students to graduate from the training and become a bioenergetics facilitator. It will be held in the UK when there are sufficient students ready to do it. For students who have completed part 2 but who absolutely cannot attend this workshop due to their location, I will arrange an online event to achieve the same function. It will be priced around £300 to £400 depending on numbers and excluding food and accommodation. Points to note about part 3. It cannot be attended until part 2 is fully and successfully completed. Over 4 days, each student will be given supportive feedback on how they lead and how they take part, both by Devaraj and by their fellow students. The aim is to bring them right up to the standard required to hold sessions and one-to-ones out in the world. We will be focusing on workshop holding skills, including ethics and communication. Should I assess a student as not being yet ready to graduate, they will be given clear, supportive feedback of what they need to focus on and will be encouraged to come along to the next Part 3 workshop to complete the training. Upon successful graduation, students will receive their final certificate and are now qualified as Bioenergetics Facilitators with the British School of Bioenergetics. This means that they can also get professional indemnity insurance as a fully qualified Bioenergetics Facilitator in the same manner as mentioned above in the description for Part 2. A new school. I am creating a new organisation for British School of Bioenergetics to act as a host for this training and as a hub for both facilitators and for people who are looking for facilitators. I am planning to base it at the bioenergetics.org.uk website. Once you have completed part 2, you will have a page allocated to you where you can put information about yourself so that you can be found by the public. This school will also publish ethics for facilitators and hold occasional in-person or online social and sharing events for facilitators and student facilitators. I'm calling it the British School of Bioenergetics because I'm British and I'm located primarily in Britain. But of course, joining the school is open to absolutely anyone, no matter where in the world you live, provided you have completed part 2 of the Bioenergetics Facilitator training. Okay, thank you for tuning in and listening to me speak about these exciting projects. Bioenergetics is coming up. If you want to be a part, get involved. This video is also available in written form at the link below, and that page will include the links I mentioned while talking. Thank you.